everybody, it's Roxanne again. This is Whitecotton Quilts. I know it's been a few weeks since I've done a video, and that's just because I have been super busy and I just keep forgetting. So I thought today I would share with you a new technique I learned, because it's always fun when you learn something new to share it with everybody. So today I thought I would walk you through a new technique that I tried a couple years ago, and it just, my skill level wasn't up to the skill that I needed to be able to accomplish it. So I thought, hey, it's been a few years, I'm gonna try again. And so I'm super tickled. These are turning out absolutely perfect, and I'm going to use them in a quilted coat for this fall. And I thought I would share it with you guys and show you how to kind of do it and see if it's something that you might be interested in as well. So stay tuned. Okay, so last video at the end, if you've made it all the way through, I said that I was going to do a video on how to do the treadle sewing machine. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen for a little bit. I have to do some maintenance on the machine because I had not used it in so long. I've been spoiled on my electric machine, guys. But it is coming. It is coming. I'm working on it. I just have to do a little bit of maintenance. So just be patient with me. It is coming. I'm sharing a brand new technique that I learned with you guys. So I hope you like this as much as I do. This is a technique sheet by Studio 180 Design. Deb Tucker does an absolute wonderful job on her technique sheets. And this is a standalone technique sheet. So it means you don't have to have special tools to do it, which is great. Even though I do have a bunch of her tools and I love them, I like that this technique sheet, you don't have to have special tools to do it. So this one is her Migrating Geese technique sheet. And it gives you step-by-step instructions, cutting chart, how to cut, how to piece it, tips on how to get your points accurate. I love this. Like I said, I had attempted it a couple years ago as a border for a quilt for my mom. And while they turned out beautiful, I did lose some of the points and stuff. And that was just because I didn't have the skills that I have now. You know, we all learn more and our skills improve as time goes by. And I was not as good at holding an accurate 1/4 inch seam as I am now. So just be aware of that. So if you get this technique sheet, be aware that you do have to do a either scant or a super accurate 1/4 inch seam. So just be aware of that if you're going to do this technique sheet. So let me show you why I'm so excited about this technique sheet. Because you need just a teeny tiny bit of fabric. So I have, this is like leftovers from other projects that I've been cutting into and using. I've got some Moon Garden here, Kabloom fabric, and I have been going crazy making these units, guys. So I just want to show you. I'm working on a quilted coat, and I want the back panel to be the Migrating Geese going up. And so look at these pieces, guys. Look at these. Isn't that great? These are super easy too. Like I said, really you just have to be very super careful of your cutting and of your sewing. That's it. So I don't recommend this if you're a beginner, because like I said, or if you've got a guide for your sewing machines, you can put on there to guide. I would do that too, if you want to attempt these with her technique sheet. So that was the biggest size that you could make with her technique sheet. I'm working on like 3 sizes. So I have the biggest one. And so after you follow the technique sheet and you do all the steps, you're going to have some units that's going to be a left and a right. I've got some right here. These make the 7.5 inch wide strip. So it's gonna be a 7.5 inch wide strip of your geese going up. And so you can see, I made these like, like not even an hour, guys. I mean, awesome, awesome. So that's like a left and a right. And I'm keeping them labeled so I don't lose them. I am actually saving these for a sleeve for the quilted coat. I want this to be the sleeves. So that's why I made all them. And I haven't finished them yet because I'm trying to, I have to lengthen the sleeve, guys. I mean, I got this arm that's like, long. No standard sleeve on any coat really fits me that well. So I'm going to show you just super quick how you make these, because I just can't get over how fast these are. So the technique sheet is going to have you cut squares of your main fabric for your geese, and it's going to have you cut a square of your background. And I'm not going to tell you what those are. Obviously, you're going to have to buy the technique sheet. So once you have those, you are going to take your square of your color and you're going to cut it on the diagonal. This is why I said you have to have pretty good accurate cutting, because if you don't cut it exactly right, it will throw things off a little bit. So once you do that, you are going to take that triangle that you've created, or two triangles, because remember you're making a left and a right, and you're going to sew that to one corner of the background square, and it's going to like make like a little pocket, because you're going to do it right sides together. So it's going to make like a little pocket. And then once you have that little pocket made, then you're going to cut again on the diagonal through the center. And what you're going to get when you do that is you're going to have a whole bunch of these, and I'm going to show you. So this is what it looked like before I cut. And then after I cut it, you're going to get a whole bunch of this. And I know it's just, it looks so wild, doesn't it? It's like, how does that make a flying geese unit? Well, that's what I'm going to show you guys next. And it's going to be awesome once you see it come together. So give me just a minute to get things set up, and I'm going to show you how we do that next. So ignore my table here, guys. Like I said, it's very messy. I'm working on stuff. So you're going to have two stacks. You're going to have a left and a right. And it's easy to make a bunch of these at once. It really is. So what she says to do is you're going to take one of those units that you sewed together, and you're going to unpick it. And you're going to set this one aside. You're going to need it later. And then you're going to keep your goose right here. Then we're going to start building it out. So we're going to take, I used a left unit, so we're going to pick up a right unit. And like I said, I'm just using this as an example. You're not necessarily going to want to do the same color going all the way up, even though that would look really cool. Then you're going to pick up another left unit and lay these out how you want them to look. Let me get another dark one here. And I would just go ahead and lay that out so you get the look that you want going all the way, whatever the length that you're making. And that's also in her instructions, is how to figure out how many you're going to need for whatever length you're making. But just for this video, I'm just going to show just a little bit. So once you get it laid out how you want it to look, then you're going to go and you're going to start sewing and pressing. And that's where you really have to use that accurate 1/4 inch seam. And so I'm going to go to the sewing machine and I'm going to sew a couple on there to show you. And once you see this, you are going to be hooked just as much as I am. All right, guys, so I'm at the sewing machine. lights on here. So this is the bigger size, which is fine. I was planning on using these anyways. And I've already picked out the one that I started with, which was a left. And we're going to sew it to a right. So like I said, you have to be really accurate on this. Yes, there's dog ears sticking out, but you kind of need them for the next one in line. So I would just leave it and just make sure that it's lined up really, really well. Be very careful with your lining up. Pin if you have to, whatever you got to do to make sure that everything is where it's supposed to be. And then we're going to sew down this. We're going to sew down this edge right here. Uh-oh. My thread backed out on my needle, but that's okay. We will get that fixed. Okay. Cut off that tail. Let's try this again. And remember, don't pull because you don't want to stretch, but you are going to do your best sewing. I recommend going slow. And so then now what we're going to do is we're going to go and we're going to press this to the background, just like that. So let me go press that and I'll meet you right back here. So I've got it pressed. You can see it already starting to form. So we're going to put the next one in line and turn over. So here's where I said you might want to leave that little dog ear because it's going to help you line up the previous unit. So I'm going to sew this one. Make sure that everything's lined up good. I'm going to use my absolute best sewing to do this. And then once again, we're going to go and we're going to press this to the background color. And see how I have this little dog ear hanging off? That's going to help with the next one. So let me go do that and I'll show you what I mean. So I've sewn this one to this one, and now I've sewn these two to this one. So now we're going to sew the next right hand one. I'll lay it up there. And this is what I was saying about leave that little dog ear, because it's going to help you line up your point here and your point here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And line up my point here. And then we're going to sew that. And remember, we want to do our best sewing. So you see there's like a little V right here where these two pieces meet, and that's where you want that seam to kind of end up, so you know you've got it right. And then when you fold it back, you're gonna see that you have a almost straight line here. You've got a straight line there. Let me go press these real quick for a second. So I got it pressed. You can see how straight these sides are staying. It's looking so good. And then we're gonna do this one. Line that right up. Line that right up. Do our best sewing again. Okay, so now when we press this one back, you can see how good this is looking. I'm loving, I'm not losing my points anywhere. It's looking great, guys. And so you just continue like that till you get all the way, however long you need this unit to be. This is perfect for borders. I just love this. So let's go press this, and then we'll talk about how you finish the strip. All right, so you did all that work. You got your strip started. Let me see. So we got our strip started. You've got this little thing hanging off the bottom. You're like, what do we do with that? Well, when you get this strip to the length that you want, you're just going to take a ruler and you're going to just cut that off straight. That's not a biggie. But how do you finish this, right? So what her pattern has you do is, like I said before, you're going to rip apart one of them that you sewed. And I did a left, so that's what I cut. I ripped out the seam on the bottom here. And you're going to save the piece that you took off. This is now going to end up getting sewn up here at the top to finish the unit off. So you're going to sew that right in there to finish the unit off. And then you're going to have another little triangle, and like I said, you got to follow the technique sheet. You're going to have another little triangle that you're going to sew there, and it's going to finish the whole strip off. So let me show you where that is in the one that I've previously done, this panel that I did for the quilted coat. So you can see there's the one that I took from the bottom. I put it at the top. And right there is the one to finish it. And that's it, guys. That is absolutely all there is to this. You're just sewing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Your results are so good. And you know, like I said, it doesn't take that much fabric. I'm probably going to be making a lot of these because it's so much fun. I just have a blast making these and just seeing the possibilities with different colors and the tulip pink fabric. And I think this would look beautiful with any kind of fabric. But yeah, for my quilted coat, oh, I am so excited to get this finished. And hopefully in the next couple weeks, I can show you guys a little progress that I'm making on the quilted coat. And, you know, I know this video, I didn't go into detail on how to do stuff, but I just wanted to make a quick video and share with you because I'm so excited with this process. And I'm just totally loving doing it. So once again, get your hands on the Studio 180 Design Technique sheet for the Migrating Geese. This, like I said before, I did as a border for a quilt for my mom. And even though my points weren't perfect, it still looked beautiful by the time it was done. It still looked great. So just keep that in mind. Don't be frustrated if you do decide to do this and stuff doesn't come out perfect or you lose some points here and there. You know, in my book, in the big scheme of things, you know, you're doing this to enjoy yourself, not for perfection. So just kind of keep that in mind. I'm loving this process, you know, since I did it last, and I'm having so much fun. And I really hope that you'll take this video and you'll go and get one of these and try it yourself. So thanks for joining me. It's just a little quick one, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.